Morning. So I want to take a few minutes talking about Girls Who Code. It's for Hawking College. It's the Girls Who Rock and Code. That's the name of our chapter here for the Girls Who Code program. And just going to go over a couple of the first pages in the first chapter of the Girls Who Code curriculum book, just so you can see what it is and how they introduce the concept of coding, and just why one of the reasons that I really love this program. So this is what the PDF version of chapter 1 looks like, and you can see the title of it's Why Coding. So we're going to go over a little bit of exactly why we're learning about this stuff and how fun it can be and how it doesn't have to be so scary if you're not familiar with it. So the name of this chapter is Why Coding, and it says, yes, you are the one reading this book. You're so glad you made it. What brings you to coding? Just in learning more about computer science. If you had a grandparent or teacher told you that coding is a valuable skill, they're 100% correct. It's not just because of the technical aspects, the skill set of coding, it's the problem solving. Once you start learning how to code, you'll learn that there's problem solving skills is like really the name of the game. And that's what you kind of learn when you learn to code. You just learn some problem solving skills. So I'm just kind of going through this chapter really quick. I'm not going to read it verbatim. If you're interested in having a copy of the book, please let me know. When you join the Girls Who Code Consortium, or when you join the program, you get a free copy of this really nice book. Here's the hard copy of it. And it is something that everybody can do, boys and girls alike. It's about creating, imagining, and inventing awesome new stuff. So some of the things that you can create is like a website, a smart bracelet, an app, so those are just a couple of the samples that they list in the book. And I've got some news for you. The major earth-shattering trick to computer coding is it's mostly problem solving, like I said. The actual code writing part is just a small piece of a process, and it uses the thinking and planning skills you already have that you use in everyday life. So coding is basically, just telling the computer what to do. Just writing instructions. And you're writing commands and to instruct a computer to do something in a programming language that the computer can understand, because they speak in binary, zeros and ones is how computers understand any kind of language. But we don't speak in zeros and ones, so there's got to be a transition, and that's where the code comes in. So there are hundreds of different programming languages used to give instructions to a computer. Which one you use depends on what you need the computer to do. When you learn to code, you learn to speak one of these languages so that you can communicate with the computer. But we we think we already tell our computers what to do, the menus and navigating. Why do you need to know coding too? And the answer to that is because coding is an amazing tool that you allow to use your computer in different ways that you didn't even know existed. Sure, you can do stuff on your computer like you're watching this video right now, but to learn like a little bit more of the science and how everything works is just really a fun experience. And there's a computer in almost everything, your cars, your games, medical devices, and even toothbrushes. If an object doesn't rely on a computer right now, chances are good that in a few years it will. Whether that's good or a bad thing, that kind of depends on your point of view. But everything that's computerized needs some code, needs a programmer to write the code. So it is a really important job. Basically, if you didn't have the code in there, all your computer would be was a big old dumb box. It would be a very expensive paperweight is all it would do, is all it would be. Let's see. So this goes into a little bit more of the details of it, and I'm not going to go into all of that in this video. I just want to kind of give you a glimpse of what the curriculum that we use to introduce the concepts of coding into with our Girls Who Code program. And so just to kind of do a recap. Okay, so what is coding? Coding is basically little bits of instruction that tells the computer what to do. That's all it is. You can use coding everywhere. You can learn to code. Everyone can learn to code. No math genius requirements. I mean, I think that's a bit of a misconception. Like you have to be uber smart in math, and you don't. I'm not that great in math. If it goes beyond basic math, I start falling. That's that's a hard subject for me. But I do like the problem solving aspect of it. So, it takes time, takes effort. It takes all those things. But I found like the motivation or the spark, that got me interested in coding and that problem solving. So I'm still not a math genius, but the problem solving aspects is what the part of math that, it probably is the bulk of what math is, problem solving techniques. But it just wasn't an interest to me. But the coding aspect and problem solving techniques and getting things to work, that was an interest to me. So that's that's the part of it that I enjoy. So sometimes the misconception is that because of the problem solving aspect, you have to be a super math whiz, and you don't. So don't let that scare you. So when can you learn about coding? You can learn about coding anytime, really. There's apps, on your phone. There's websites, there's free tutorials, some you pay for, some are free. There's community forums. One of the things that I really love about this particular field is a sense of community, whether it's in person or online. If you don't know the answer to something, if you're stuck on a problem, everybody in this particular community is so nice and warm and welcoming, and it's just an awesome feeling. And school, obviously, right? They're trying to get, computer science skills taught more, early on, like K through 12, especially hitting it up in the high school level. And obviously, college is an option as well. It was kind of interesting. My son comes to hockey. He's in the construction management program here at hockey. And we were talking about learning in school. He was talking about the things that he's learning because he's in the construction management program, focusing on the electrical trades. He's going to be an electrician. He loves it. He's getting a lot of hands-on stuff and he's learning new stuff. And we were talking yesterday. He's working at the Nelsonville Music Festival, and he said he's going to do a little bit of research last night on amperage and how amps work and, I don't know, electrical stuff. And that is what had me so happy, that the fact that he was found something to do a little bit of research on his own, like there's no grades or anything tied with it. He's just wanting to learn more about it because that's what he's doing with the job that he's working on right now. And that is education. In my personal opinion, that is education for what it's meant and designed to be. You find that something that you get interested in and it propels you. You have some structure, you have some accountability, you have some support, some mentorship, you have some role models, hopefully, that will help you propel and find something that's your spark. I think sometimes, especially in this day and age, with everything being, so easy, like you got apps, websites, community forum, everything is so easy at the snap of your fingers. You have access to it. We get so used to that being immediate gratification, that we're going to know something just because we heard it the first time. And that's not the case. It takes time. There is no magic wand. There is no magic pill. You have to just put in the work to study, to be a self-learner, to take advantage of the resources that we give you, here at, at school or wherever you're happen to be at. I was like, it's not like that. You're not going to get it just like that. I kept snapping my fingers at him last night. It's like, it's not like that. There's no, here's that piece of paper. You now magically know everything. And he says he's figuring that out, but he's enjoying the process of learning. Learning really is a process. It's something that I love. I love to promote. I love to try to help people, find something that really sparks their interest. So school is not immediate. You now know the answers to everything, It's learning. It's the concept of learning. It's giving you structure. It's giving you accountability. It's giving you the gratification of, yes, you accomplished a certain goal by completing your degrees or certifications or whatever you're doing. Okay, so I kind of went off on a tangent there. Okay. How can I get started coding today? That depends on what works best for you. It can be an in-class setting. Some people do best with their in the classroom. They have that one-on-one interaction with their instructor and, and their classmates. Some people want to do it on their own online because they have work commitments and family commitments, and they can't come into the in-classroom setting. And they prefer to do it on their own line. They're on their own online or working with others remotely. Whether somehow it's online. You can do reading materials. We have this book with the Girls Who Code. You can do video tutorials. There's all kinds of different ways to learn. So I guess, that depends on how you get started is what works best for you. If you need if you need the interaction, for engagement and accountability, maybe in-class setting is best for you. If you have to balance like work and family and all this other stuff, maybe online, midnight, I did that. I still do that. Reading materials, video tutorials, I'm a fan of them all. So just find out what works best for you. So if you have any questions, that's my email, and you can also text me at that cell phone number right there. If you have any questions on recommendations on websites, reading material, apps, whatever else, the other thing, video tutorials, let me know. Again, wouldn't I let you know which ones are free, which ones you have to pay for, and if I already have access to it, and if I'm able to, I'll share it with you through GitHub or email or whatever it is. Depends on what you're looking for. So if you have any questions, let me know. See ya.